only body in Guyana that can sanction football, regardless what other people try to say. And we are pleased that the Football Federation has given approval over the last 2 years and now this year to the running of this program. And as such, I invite the acting president to make his presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yates. I want to recognize the presence again of Ms. Cipriani, Scotiabank, Ms. Langhorne of DDL, and Mr. Langhorne of the Ministry of Education, Allied Arts Department. The Guyana Football Federation is indeed happy to be a part of the Scotiabank Pepsi Academy for the 3rd straight year, and as it was said before, the academy has grown from 8 to 24 schools in the 3rd year, which is very commendable. The Scotiabank Pepsi Academy has more or less been the catalyst for the rebirth of school football in Guyana. And as you know, there is also another tournament that is sponsored by Digicel. And just last week, on the West Demerara Fazis collection, they started an inter-secondary school female tournament that involves 6 schools on the West Demerara. So the partnership with Corporate Guyana and the Ministry of Education and the GFF has been doing wonders for female football. As you know, the last female regional competition we took part in, the Scotiabank Pepsi Academy provided most of the players for that competition, and we did pretty well. Actually, we advanced to the 2nd stage of the competition. The Guyana Football Federation has signed up to compete in the World Cup qualifying for the next Under-17 World Cup. And again, as Mr. Yates mentioned, in December, the GSDF held a one-day tournament, specifically looking at talent for the Under-17 team. And again, we'll be leaning on the Scotiabank Pepsi Academy to provide more youngsters for the national team, along with the other tournaments. It is vital that the tournaments not only be focused on football on the field, and as Mr. Yates again said, and Mr. Langhorne, the sponsors of the Scotiabank Academy and the GSDF would have seen the wisdom in preparing coaches to deal with the youngsters that they'll be in charge of during competition on the field. They've also been exposing the students to refereeing education, which is also important. So we see this as a vital arm of football development in Guyana, and we envision that it will grow in a major way into something in the next 5 to 10 years that we can look back at from when we started to see that, you know, the Scotiabank Pepsi Academy would have laid the foundation for not only female football development, but schools football development, which is vital. You look at Trinidad and Tobago, you look at Jamaica, some of the most vibrant leagues, even outside of the Pro League in Trinidad and Tobago, is the school league. In Jamaica, it's the same thing. So we look forward to continuing to support this humble beginning in the Scotiabank Pepsi Academy, organized by the Guyana Sports Development Foundation. And as I said, it's going to grow into something that we all will be proud of in Guyana. It will surely be the foundation for providing talent for the various national teams. And as Mr. Yates said, we do hope that when it comes to the transition for players from the school system to go into the club level, that we see the level of collaboration as well as at the club level, because you look around at the club structure today in Guyana, it's not where it ought to be, but I think it's a work in progress. But we need to see the level of collaboration between all the stakeholders to develop something that is marketable, to develop something that will create a platform for our players to make it even at the higher level. We looked recently and we saw that Walter Moore, Trey and Bob and a few others would have been able to gain contracts way down in Europe. And we're hoping that they can create the opportunity for much more of our players to have such opportunities in the near future. But we do believe that there is a nexus between education and sports, and it's something that, as Mr. Yates said again, the ministry ought to get serious about. The call would have been made time and time again, but we're seeing no kind of energy being displayed by the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport and the Ministry of Education to have sports back on the curriculum of schools. That's the only way our athletes will be able to capture scholarships that are available. We have to have that balance. So something that we would want to support again from the level of the Guyana Football Federation, that schools be a part of the curriculum, sports rather, be a part of the curriculum. You look at the private schools, they're ensuring that sports is on the curriculum. On the syllabus at CXC now, sports is incorporated there. And the most comprehensive aspect of that curriculum is football. The most wide-ranging is football. So the Scotiabank Pepsi Academy is something that is vital towards the continued growth, sustenance, and development of football in Guyana. To the coaches, we want to wish you the best, and you need to ensure that you be leading examples for the players that you're going to be in charge of. Discipline on and off the field, and it starts with you as individuals. We want to thank Mr. Stan Harmon again for taking time off from his busy schedule in the US to be here to guide you through your paces, and we trust that you will capture as much as you possibly can, and not only capture it, but impart it to the youngsters who will be involved in the tournament. We look forward to some exciting games, and perhaps one of the things that the organizers might want to do in the not too distant future is to organize a game for the sponsors and the stakeholders to be involved in. And I know Ms. Cipriani and Ms. Langhorne would look forward to something like that. So once again, congratulations to all, and we look forward to another successful GSDF Scotiabank Pepsi Academy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. And with that, we go to the formal handing over of contributions, equipment, etc. Some of the equipment that has been purchased and that will be made available are on the table here. They're cones, balls. All right?
I wonder who made the suggestion for you to raise this thing high to hide, Alexis.
All right? We got to start collecting now.
Like trying to make up. He made the statement to raise it high.
Is that money real?
Pardon? And now from Scotia, you won't have a problem. You won't have a problem.
See, I got a check to go with my size.
Say good things come in small parcels.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it.
You got it?
That was a little one.
All right.
Behind the places.
You have to get security to live here now. Wait.
You good?
Okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm here to sincerely and affectionately thank those who saw the wisdom and courage to put this program together so that we could all be here for this, the launching of the 3rd annual Scotiabank Pepsi School Football Academy. Firstly, I would like to thank everyone for being here this afternoon to this launching. Secondly, I must thank some specific persons and organizations for their contributions. In no particular order, I will commence by thanking Mr. Colin Baker, whose idea was this. He relentlessly pursued and convinced the stakeholders to be a part of this program. At times, he was getting frustrated and wanted to quit, but his inner fighting spirit prevailed until he succeeded. To the Guyana Sports Development Foundation, we thank you for your financial contribution and resilience in supporting Mr. Baker in making this venture a success. To the two main sponsors, Bank of Nova Scotia and Demerara Distillers Limited, we thank you wholeheartedly for your monetary contribution. Without you, we would definitely not be here today. Thanks also goes out to the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports for their moral support, moral and physical support, especially Mr. Olato Sam and Ms. Desiree Wiles Ogle. Words cannot express our gratitude. We cannot forget the Guyana Football Federation and the Guyana Football Referees Council, who also supported us by giving financial assistance, technical advice, and providing referees in making this program a success. Thank you very much. To the Guyana Teachers Union, who was fully supportive of the Academy, we say thank you. It would be remiss of me if I forgot to thank the principals of the participating schools for the support they give to the success of the program. To the many teachers who took time off from their academic duties to be with the students on game day, we thank you. To the parents who saw the wisdom in allowing their children to participate in physical activities, we say a sincere thank you. To the respective owner of the football ground, that is the Ministry of Education Sports Complex, we say thank you. To the press, thank you twofold for your extensive coverage. We really appreciate your support and continue to look forward for your continued coverage. To the committee members, namely Mr. Gordon Braffett, Mr. Troy Peters, and Mr. Lindley Longhorn, all of whom are occupied elsewhere, thank you for giving us your time in assisting with the organizing of this program. To Mr. Stanley Harmon, who flew all the way from North America to conduct a coaching course for teachers, I say thank you, sir. To those who I forget to mention and who in some way contributed, I say thank you. And finally, to our dear, dedicated, and hard-working tournament coordinator, Mr. Lawrence Sparrow Griffith, we say thank you, and thank you. Without you, success would have been difficult. You just know how to do it. In closing, I must thank God for giving us the strength to be here another year so we can fulfill our aims and objectives. Once again, thank you for being here this afternoon.
Thank you, Andrea. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings to a close the presentation this morning. In leaving, I would like to urge the press to give us their full support as this program goes on. In my presentation, I talked about opening bank accounts at Scotia and drinking Pepsi. Nobody does anything for free, and there's always a spin-off. And hopefully when the press supports us, etc., and more people go into Scotia and people drink Pepsi, next year we'll be able to move from 24 to maybe 50 schools. And the only way we can do that is instead of giving us 1.9, they can give us 6.9 each. So thank you, and I look forward to the support.